Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. It's Joshua Townsend here to talk about the creative process. So I want to share right away that when I work on two tracks primarily. Well, there really are only two tracks. The first track is that which is working with the artist, the creative, and working on their sense and sensibilities. So that's a developmental process, and that process is, for a whole career. And then there's the development of the project. And when I work with someone or I give notes or offering up different approaches or tools or techniques or those sorts of things, inspirations, hopefully, I will identify which one it is. And it's pretty obvious, but still like to identify it. Just so, okay, this is a developmental thing that's going to help artists and creatives, or this is specifically for someone who's an actor, or specifically who's a writer, or and because of acting or writing, it's also going to impact directors and producers and other people, other storytellers. So, so I just want to make that really clear. So tonight we're going to be offering up an approach that's going to help writers predominantly, and actors need to be aware of it, of course directors as well, but specifically it has the most import for writers, and that is the essence of most stories, especially ones that work with personal transformation, like any Rocky style, or there's a competition at the end, and the lead or the group of people that we watch the whole narrative is going to be the winner. That actually, I've worked on some novels, I've worked on some memoirs. It's the same mapping, but anyway, it's always going to be this. There's an event, a person, a place, or a thing, right? A person, a place, or a thing that's connected to an event, and that person, place, or thing, or object, or event is going to have more power, more energy than our lead character or lead characters, if it's an ensemble, and it'll overtake or control or dominate, or however you want to say it, that character, the one we're going to watch. And then by the end of the narrative, the individual or the group is going to have more power than the person, place, or thing. And along the way, they will have grown that thing, whatever that thing is for that character, that element, that character trait. So, for instance, in the fairy tale Cinderella, you have the dominating evil stepmother, and she dominates, and she suppresses little Cinderella, and then Cinderella elicits the magical powers of the people around her, and her fairy godmother, and slippers, and mice, mouses, everything else, and then she goes off to the ball, and all kinds of things happen. And then at the end, she has more power than the evil stepmother. In any one of these Rocky or Rocky style movies, the lead person comes in, they get beaten down, they train, they learn things, and then at the end they usually win. And if they don't win, they have a personal triumph. And then in rom-coms, you have a person who has a certain the person that they're interested in is dominating them in a certain way, and then by the end of it, they get together. It's just look for it. It's everywhere. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to look at the project you're working on and see and bookend it. You know, how does it start and how does it end? And then really stretch that and see how far of the pair of the opposites you can get into. Because the further you can stretch the pair of the opposites, the better for your narrative. Um, like Cinderella, it becomes the scullery maid. I mean, I don't, she couldn't get any lower. If you take that same concept, if you go to the classic Pretty Woman, she's a streetwalker. Not only is she a streetwalker, I mean, she's a prostitute, but she's a streetwalker. She's actually like the lowest rung of the prostitutes, right? And it's her first day out. So it's you want to go to the lowest low, and then she winds up with one of the wealthiest men on the planet. And that's the extremes that we're talking about. So I hope that helps. I'll be coming back here for more, uh, and I hope you're enjoying these. Please feel free to send me a little note, ask a question. I'm more than happy to answer them here, and I'll be doing more lives, and I'll be announcing them ahead of time as well. Um, yeah, that's it for now. Thanks for coming by. Hope you had a great winter solstice.